If someone told me, here's Steven Seagal, he has shit in his pants and he's knocked out, clean him up.
Clean him up.
I'm sorry, I literally quit. Yeah, this is over.
You don't stay knocked out that long from like a sleeper hold. You'll get up in like 10 seconds.
Thank God.
It was probably just like a really
Thank God.
really important shock the system.
This is a very important story and everything, but should we fucking start?
I mean, I didn't know we were ready to start yet.
No, we've been ready for the second time because we accidentally fucked up the first time.
Okay.
We fucked up the
We're back
first
to being
time.
ready. Ovilee, put your phone on the
pretend-
table.
My phone? Oh.
Put your phone. It's part of the rule.
Put it on the phone of the table.
It's on the table.
Okay.
The
There
phone
it
is
is.
on the table. No
Good
one
job.
sees anything.
All right.
Yep.
Everybody's got plenty of water.
Do you have water? Are you properly
I
hydrated?
got plenty of water.
Okay.
I'm
I'm glad that you have water.
I literally have dog water. That's
Hey, that's very special dog water because look at little Threshy as a puppy on the
Oh
side.
yeah, he's a puppy dog.
Look how small he is.
puppy.
Yeah.
He's a
He's
super
so small.
puppy.
He's a super
Probably not gonna be
puppy.
seen, but he's a super puppy.
Yeah, mine is. Oh well, this is. I've got a G4 mug going for me. Good morning,
Sure
esports.
that's not the ESPN
That's
mug.
not G4. That's good.
You sure that's not?
Oh yeah, when they stole his shit. That's right.
That's a good
ESPN, how
story.
could
Okay,
you?
wait.
All right, are we
Let's
starting?
tell that story. We've been starting, Flowers. Don't
Oh.
you understand podcast meta?
I've literally never watched any podcasts. I've tried multiple times to watch podcasts. I get 5 or 10 minutes in. I'm like, I'm bored as fuck. And then I go play a video game.
But that's what makes this podcast different, though, right? Because you know how to make it not boring, so all of the lovely people who are listening and watching will watch more than those 5 or 10 minutes, right?
I mean, I sure hope so, but like if you guys leave after 5 or 10 minutes, I get it.
I fucking shut the
Oh, it's amazing!
I have potentially made just like the dumbest fucking decision of my life, and the year just started because I was like, you know what? I want to do a podcast with my best buddies, so I'm gonna call up Flowers and Raz.
You know what?
Well-
I'm a podcast listener. I listen
we have
to
a connoisseur.
podcasts,
Okay.
right? And you know when I usually listen to podcasts? In the morning during my routine. So I'd usually have it on
What's your routine?
when I'm in the shower.
You want some Patrick Bateman shit?
Maybe.
Cleanse, exfoliate.
Yes,
do
like
push-ups?
everything. Push-ups, eating like metal for breakfast, and I have the podcast.
What was
going.
that part of American Psycho? I don't remember that in a film.
Iron.
You need, if you have an iron deficiency, eat raw metal. Don't do that. But yes, I do end up listening to it when I'm in the shower. So people who are listening to this while you're showering, hi.
Wash your legs, please.
What was
Wash
that
your legs.
entire tangent?
Make sure
Wait.
that you wash your ass.
Okay,
Yes,
did
wash
you,
your ass.
Did you see the thing? Like, did you guys see the thing like a week ago? Everybody was retweeting this one girl who tracked like everything she did for a year. She tracked like the number of times she had sex, the number of times she had a good night's sleep, the number of times she ate 3 meals a day, the number of times she showered,
Yes.
everything. She showered 37 times in the year.
Ugh.
37 times in the year.
That's less than one a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't want to disrupt their natural biome.
Yeah, she was saying some weird hippie bullshit about her biome or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I bet you walk within 20 feet of this woman and it's just like,
Like,
So-
I know what shit smells like. I remember going back to my house after school, and there would just be that stench of khulbata, which is like beef stew, which is a cultural dish.
Oh,
And I would smell that on the front lawn. On the front lawn. So if I'm coming home or anywhere and I smell that, we go in the opposite direction.
I'm going back to school. Even though school's
I'm
over.
learning. We're studying extracurricular activities. Please.
How often do you shower?
Twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the night.
Twice a day?
Yeah. Sometimes it's just once. Sometimes it's just once.
So, does your skin not dry out or anything?
Let's just say I definitely had some problems with that. It's gotten better. But no, I don't. It doesn't
Twice
dry
a
out.
day.
It doesn't dry out. But I've recently started just like, by recently, I mean for a year now, been using lotion and all this stuff and not putting shampoo in my hair every day because I used to do that every time
Yeah.
because
Terrible.
it's awful. So I started learning those lessons hard because when you look as a black man, you can't run from it. You look ashy as fuck.
Yeah, you gotta moisturize.
Yes, you have to moisturize.
This is a good time to introduce producer Ian. Ian, as a fellow black man,
Yes.
can you confirm what Raz is saying? Because clearly me and Flowers have no say on this.
Yeah, cocoa butter, shea butter, you want to hit that
Yeah.
at least once a day. Probably morning. And
Really?
I learned that shit way too late in my life.
You gotta get on that early.
I must have been the ashy ass kid in school.
So wait, how often do you shower?
Usually once a day. Sometimes if I just didn't do anything the previous day, like I'm just being a lazy asshole and
Yeah.
playing video games all day, then I'll skip that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually once a day. Sometimes every other day, depending on if I'm actually doing shit to stink or not. But
Yeah.
no, I definitely the twice a day is.
It's
Look,
it's a
you're
lot,
trolling,
buddy.
bro.
It's a
Nah.
lot.
You're trolling.
I don't
bro.
think. Well, I will do it like for sure. Guarantee once a day. Twice is like if I'm having an active day.
Are you exercising every day?
These days I am. But regularly no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm on the shit because where I was going to back up the woman until you said less than one time a week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
she's
fucking
averaging once
awful.
every 10 days.
Yeah,
man.
no, that's fucking awful. Is that with girls? So I've got
Showers per game.
She's
Your
like-
showers
she's
per
just
day.
like perma swamp
Hey,
ass.
she's the one making the stats, all right? Her showers per
fucking
day
gross.
is way too low.
But-
It's in the
fucked up part.
decimals.
She had sex more than she showered. So
Oh.
people, bros were still trying to get in there. They were like fucking questing through the swamp, man. Like
Gas mask.
Indiana Jones shit. Yeah, you gotta put the gas mask on before you go in there.
Damn.
Like,
I don't even want to fucking talking about Ian. Ian, how much do you shower? How often do you shower?
Daily, yeah.
Yeah.
Daily?
At least once a day, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this a black thing?
what?
No.
Is this
Showering?
No.
showering every
Sorry.
single day?
The
No,
the
it's not.
washcloth in the shower is a blank thing. but
Washcloth in the shower?
Yes, you gotta have a washcloth.
Yeah, you do.
Do you have a washcloth in the shower?
Yeah, exactly.
I have a loofah.
What the hell's a
The,
loofah?
the white man's washcloth, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What's
yeah.
a loofah?
It's one of the
Like a
it's
fluffy
little scrunchy.
thing. Yeah.
What? Scrunchy? Like in your hair?
You,
or-
you put
No, no,
liquid,
no.
liquid soap in it, kind of
Yeah, and then you
Yeah. You start scratching. I said scratching and scraping
Yeah.
at the same time.
There you go.
Dude, she's sitting here like scratching her arm like some kind of fiend and just being like, oh yeah, I got my shower thing.
It's a loofah. It's a loofah.
Nice and clean.
It's a loofah. You're supposed to exfoliate your skin. Do you just let the water
I don't
run
even
off
know
you?
what exfoliate means, dude.
Means get the dead skin off. Do you just when you get in the shower, do you just let the water run off you?
No, I was the spearhead of the Wash Yo Ass campaign.
That is true.
All right?
That's true.
That campaign was his.
That was a very good campaign.
That's mine.
It was 3 years ago.
Yes.
Oh, I don't even remember when it was.
'Cause
oh,
that
yeah.
was-
Oh, yeah, because it was when the Rona
Yeah.
wiped out LCS and we had to make content instead. Yeah.
Yeah, because the LCS wasn't making content, so someone had to.
Great campaign.
Hey, what's
Wash
this
your ass.
podcast about?
What is this podcast about?
Oh yeah, we lost the intro.
Is it mostly hygiene?
We recorded stuff early on, but then apparently we lost it all and we started recording again, and I didn't know that.
True.
This
Yeah,
is
we've only
our-
been talking about showers so far.
Yeah, this is our first episode. Doesn't mean that it's gonna be our best
I
episode.
definitely would have turned this shit off by now.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyways.
Also, I'm kind of offended.
Why?
You offended Raz.
I'm
Yeah.
offended.
I mean, you offended me because you had me and Ian working on Martin Luther King Day.
Oh
And
yeah,
you
we
just
have
said-
to do this bit again.
Yeah, we have to do that.
That was a
I
good
have to
bit,
bring it
yeah.
back. She thought she escaped it.
Yeah.
She
I thought
actually
this was a
scrubbed
good- this is
the
a good
footage last time, thinking that she got away from
Signal
it.
to delete it.
Yeah.
It was like,
She was like, "Get it off, get it off, please." So we have to bring that back.
Yeah, now I'm in a really bad place, making you two work on MLK Day,
Yep.
and then also asking if washing every single day is a black thing,
Yep.
because white people sure as shit don't do it, Asian people sure as shit don't do it.
racist.
So
That's crazy.
I'd
don't know
like
why we
to
accepted
resign
doing this.
myself in the first freaking podcast episode that we do.
First and only.
You're the one who said don't be racist, and now you're out here being racist.
I put 3 rules in, okay? No sexism, no racism, and no slurs. And in the 10 minutes of deleted footage that we lost,
That was a
Raz broke all 3.
That was actually the greatest 10 minutes of my life.
Let me just talk about what the fuck
Never
we're
forget
doing
Jerome.
right now,
Okay.
though.
Never
Okay?
forget Jerome.
This is the Caster's Couch podcast. It's named that because
my
we're
head's
on a
in the way.
couch and all of us were casters at one point in our lives.
What
but
did you cast? We're doing
fucking-
this bit again too.
Fucking League of Legends.
Yeah,
I
we have
casted
to
League
bring
of
it
Legends
back.
with you.
We literally
I've
have
casted
to.
Fall Guy. I've casted esports.
Oh.
I cast for the fucking
Fall
NFL.
Guys, what an incredible esport
What?
that
Oh my God! Look at that hat. Oh,
You do realize
That's
that I'm
crazy.
close enough to slap you.
Guys
Not really.
slander.
Fall Guys slander. So we've got okay, but this isn't a fucking esports podcast because
No.
esports podcasts are awful. They're so that I would never catch myself dead on a fucking esports podcast. Are you on the dive this year?
Isaac
No.
and Kobe
Well,
don't watch
maybe. It
this.
might happen.
Isaac
It might
and Kobe
happen.
turn away.
Well, we've lost 2 more viewers or 3.
Oh,
Just like that.
no, but I mean, like the reason why I wanted to put this together is because one, you two are some of my fucking best buddies, and I like the fact that you guys are now obligated to spend 2 hours with me every single week filming this.
Right, but like, what if next week we just don't show up?
Oh. Out of
Do you
protest.
just want me to put on Olivia Rodrigo?
No,
Sing
there's-
driver's
nope,
license?
Nope, there's a rule. Raz, okay, for those of you who aren't aware, which is all of you because
Everyone.
we talked about this beforehand, there's a rule. Ovilee likes to listen to this depressing ass
Not
music.
anymore. I'm better.
Ovilee's better. Anyway, Ovilee likes to listen to this depressing ass music from Olivia Rodrigo where she sings about her driver's license, and it's just like, you could be having the best day of your life and listen to this, and you'll immediately just be depressed.
Yes.
So I told her if she plays this song, Raz gets to shit on the floor.
Yep.
And that is the consequence
Now it's one
of
token.
her actions. So
One
if,
token.
if
Anytime
that
throughout this
song
podcast.
shows up, Raz will immediately drop his pants and deposit a deuce right here on the middle of Ovilee's floor.
Sounds
It was
reasonable.
it was
And
an
we're going to make a
agreement.
thumbnail out of it.
It was an
If it
agreement.
happens.
Seems fair.
So Ian, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm producer Ian. Some of you may know me from G4.
What's up, producer Ian? Thanks for
Hi.
producing our show.
Yeah,
We're
right.
getting there. It'll be a show one day.
At some
I
point.
stole him from G4 just like how I maybe, but if a lawyer asks me, I totally didn't, how I maybe stole all this equipment from G4.
Oh, there it is. She said it, or maybe
Yeah, we got
possibly
we got
said
pretty
it.
good production here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, oddly,
Allegedly.
oddly good production value.
Both of you guys were actually on G4
Yes.
longer
Yeah.
than I was.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because
You weren't there for a full year?
Ovilee's ass was gone by the time we were doing the LCS show.
Oh my God! They
remember-
fired you quick.
She was not on none of the shows with us, bro.
Holy shit! I think I was on one thing with you, really early on. With
We did the early beach house
Oh, the
stuff,
beach
and
house
then
stuff.
so
Yeah,
the
we did that.
LCS show, which is maybe a conversation for a later episode.
yeah, it's a later episode. Yeah,
But Jesus Christ, yeah. So you guys were still working on the LCS show when I was already gone.
I didn't know that was longer
Isn't
than
that
your
funny?
tenure there. That is funny.
That is pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
I'm going to get more water.
My man, look. Wow.
As
Yeah.
you can see, we're very professional.
Pour
over
the
here.
water. Though I put the water for you right there.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you actually did. You actually did.
Oh my.
That's a really special bottle of water.
While
Fucking gets up and
Flowers
leaves.
hydrates, because hydrating is very important.
Yep.
And keep in mind that you're on camera over here, Flowers. Emily, why don't you tell us more about what this podcast
Yeah,
is?
I'm gonna tell you
Where
exactly.
did this idea come from?
Now that I don't have Flowers to fucking distract me and everything. No, listen. I think that having a podcast is fun because we get to talk a little bit more about our fucking lifestyle and
Yes,
stuff,
yes.
rather than just if it's an esports podcast, it's just esports. That being said, like because our life is within gaming, esports, and all of the shit that happens in like the streaming, Twitch, whatever.
Yes,
We're definitely gonna fucking talk about that stuff.
we're gonna talk about
It's
it at
just
some
not
point.
the only thing that we're gonna talk about because that's boring.
Yes.
So far, showering. Sometimes esports, racism, sexism. Anything else?
We can always just talk about what we did on our breaks.
Yeah,
Because I'll tell
on
you a
breaks.
little bit of what I did.
Oh my
So-
god.
World Cup was a thing. That was fun. And then so I was like, you know how you usually do this thing when there's an international event? You're like, damn, this is really cool. Maybe I'm going to like dig into it at some point and
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
this. And it never happens. Yes, I literally went into playing FIFA and then watching the English Premier League every day. I'm now just
Really?
a football nut. So like I'm even watching like there's a drama on Amazon in which like you're watching Arsenal, like one of the major football teams there, just like their internal drama and just like how they do go about every day.
Better or worse than Breaking Point, the Team Liquid documentary?
Breaking Point is just 10 times better.
Yeah, there we go, there
It's
we
just
go.
like it's just insanely better because every part of that system was just like awful.
Yeah.
Every part of that system was awful until like Steve went in and was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
It's like the fucking Donald Glover walking in with the pizza and
Legit.
Community and everything's on fire.
Yes.
Loco Doco breaking keyboards, Dardock yelling at someone.
Piglet having just a mental breakdown. And the worst part about it is that you had both Lorlo and Matt, who are just the silent members. They're just trying to do their job as drama and fire is surrounding them, and they're being thrown into the drama. It's like, what do you think, Lorlo? Huh? What do you think about this argument? He's like, guys, I just want to play.
They're so young at that time too.
Yeah.
Like Matt was probably like 18, 19.
Yeah,
Couldn't have been any older than that.
he was pretty young.
Oh my god.
So that drama was insane, and there will never be a drama like that. I actually refused. I refused to watch that specific drama for like 3 years because I didn't even agree with the idea of it being public. But then after some point, since everyone was referencing it, I was like, fine, I'll watch it.
Hey, okay, speaking of dramas,
Yeah.
I have to tell you about what I've been obsessed with over the past 2 weeks.
Ooh, I've got to go, and I'll follow you up.
Okay.
Better not be gay anime porn.
I mean,
you know
that's
what?
wherever. That's
no one
daily.
can fucking hear you right
Yeah.
now because you're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
He's off mic.
With the
what did he
longest
say about
water
Batman?
fill up.
It's okay. We don't need to hear what Flowers is saying.
Okay.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yep.
So, oh my God, for the past 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I've been on Netflix. So last year, I watched this K-drama called Business Proposal.
Okay.
It was really cute. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a rom-com type thing where
Yeah.
it's, businessman goes on a blind date with a girl because his grandpa really wants him to get married.
Yeah.
And then they fall in love and, hijinks and all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, okay, I want to find a new K-drama to watch on Netflix. And everyone told me that there's this one called Crash Landing on You that's really, really good.
Okay.
I didn't really know anything about it, so I start watching it. In the first episode, it follows this woman who's like successful CEO,
Yeah.
president of
Hotshot,
hotshot of a fashion company,
Okay.
right? She's the daughter of like this huge conglomerate family, basically like, rich people, big money.
Okay.
And so she goes paragliding to test out her new sportswear because it's for fashion, right?
Oh, so you have to paraglide to test it out.
It's for a
I'm rich and
publicity
well
stunt.
established. I better throw myself off this cliff.
Guys, I have my new Nike apparel. Time to jump.
It's a publicity stunt. People do that shit all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure, dude.
Yeah, not ultra rich. You know what? Fine.
Oh my god! If Taco Bell makes a fucking taco after you and calls it the Captain Flowers, are you not going to eat that taco?
I'd paraglide off that motherfucker. Are you kidding me?
Paraglide with a giant taco. What? Makes
Lost,
sense.
baby.
So then she
That's
paraglides. A tornado just appears out of nowhere.
No way.
And she
Just
lands. She lands in North Korea.
What?
So the entire drama is about this woman landing in North Korea. She meets like this captain of just like a small little group that's part of like the army and everything. So North Korean soldiers.
This is like one of them icicle animes, right?
Icicle?
Yeah, where they hit them with a truck and they die and they.
Isekai anime?
Icicle animes.
Close enough.
They didn't die. She didn't die. But
Did she run into a Tin Man, a Straw Hat
Oh
Man?
my God. You need to shut up because this drama was so fucking heartbreaking because you watch it and you're like, okay, cool, this is weird. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to root for the North Korean soldiers, but then you kind of start rooting for the
Yeah.
North Korean soldiers
Yeah.
and you catch yourself there. And then there's firefights. People were getting shot and dying. And I thought that K-dramas were just supposed to be romance and cute. You watch it on Netflix.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
That's incredible. Didn't expect that.
North Korean, South Korean love story. And the best part is,
Yes.
regardless of the ending, which I won't say, the main guy lead and main female lead, they both got married.
What?
Yeah, in real life.
That's
To
amazing.
different people or to each other?
To each other.
That's somebody else.
Someone else is dying.
Ovilie's
is
a
really
sucker for
sweet.
this sappy shit. I don't
That is
know.
really
I don't
sweet.
know where his standards are for this.
Yeah, they both got married. 2 other people.
So
That's real cute.
Okay, wait.
drama on the note of drama, because Flowers knows I love drama.
Raz loves the
I
drama.
love
yeah.
drama. I look out for it. I
Okay.
seek it. And so me and my friends we were just on binges for reality TV show from all angles. We went to the Love Islands. We went for the Too Hot to Handles. Like
This
we went
is
for
your trashy Discord calls, right? Where you
Yes.
just watch
Yeah,
this
yeah,
shit
yeah.
together.
exactly. And so we even went towards there was one where it was about a relationship and you basically break up a broken relationship. Ultimatum. We watched the Ultimatum, and then we found something special because it was Friendsgiving. We had discussions with friends we haven't seen for a little bit, and they told us there is a Korean Ultimatum.
Singles Inferno?
Well, no. Singles Inferno is quite mid. I don't like it. The first season was great. Second season fell off. For people out there, didn't like it.
By the way, I fully
Change
endorse
Days.
anything he says about drama. Like, Raz is probably the top source I can think of for properly critiquing drama.
There it is. Change Days.
Change Days.
It's a Korean version of basically the Ultimatum. And so you know how trashy American reality shows are mostly just about raunchiness, getting drunk, and like having sex with each other and like cheating? Like that just happens a lot. That's like
Couldn't
the
be me.
peak drama. They just fill them up with alcohol and they just run wild. This is any American reality TV show turns in that direction. Ultimatum, you're just like, oh, they're holding alcohol again. Oh, they're going on a tirade. Okay. But Change Days was insane. Half my friends' discords that like everybody that was like in the call was like, we refuse to watch Change Days. Because they find a different angle.
Is this like Korean Jersey Shore? Like, is that
In a really fucked up way. So think of it this way. Ultimatum, it should be a psychological issue because you're like, wait, like we've been together for 3 years and now you've been going out with this guy. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get you back. Or, you fall for someone else.
Oh, I love that.
Exactly.
That's some good shit.
It sounds good. The Korean drama is like, every relationship is just fucked. It's just broken beyond belief. They're either like they couldn't see eye to eye for any like. There's one example. Anytime an argument or like a disagreement starts between one couple, the male, like the guy in the relationship, just ends it. He just ends it. He says, "No, we're getting too heated. I refuse to talk about it any further," and walks away. It's just pure toxic relationships. I am not mincing my words here when I say it's toxicity to a degree where you have to give a warning to people who are watching it who've been through toxic relationships in the past. It's like, don't watch this. There was a scene where one person, a girl, after like an argument with their significant other, was crying alone in the bathroom. Fucked up. So I was like, who greenlit this? Who greenlit this?
So what you're saying?
And I watched it. I watched it happen. I ate it up.
Raz, you are a drama gremlin, bro. Like, I still remember the time that I heard about the one date that you went on, where you were
Yes.
like, oh yeah, this girl, she's super cool. We got along really well. She's cute. She's funny. It was awesome. There was just one problem.
Yes.
No drama.
See,
Here's
No, Raz.
like, I need somebody that's gonna fuck up my life. And she was way too put together.
was too professional, was too mature. No, that was, to be honest, I will defend myself in saying it was humor. It was a joke. But
That was hilarious. That was fucking funny, man.
so I'm just saying, Ovilee,
You're
add
getting
that
the
one thing
glare,
on your
man.
checklist. If you're finding it tough, Ovilee, to find a good and meaningful relationship, just turn it into a sitcom. Turn it into a drama.
What the fuck do you think my life has been, motherfucker? Have you seen my tweets?
Dude,
I have.
What if we make an Ovilee, like real life dramedy sitcom, and we just call it like Esports Girl, and it's just Ovilee trying to find love in the wacky world
I would
of
subscribe to
video
that.
games.
I would pay $4.99 to watch that.
$4.99.
Lies.
That's more money than we're making from this.
You'd pirate it.
Speaking of which, we are currently making $0 off of this because we don't have any
Sponsor.
You know who I want? A Crunchwrap Supreme.
Hey.
Listen, Taco Bell, if you're looking for a brand spanking new podcast to sink your teeth into, just like someone would love to sink their teeth into
Taco
a
Bell.
Crunchwrap Supreme.
Talk about I have.
Oh, here we go. This is his pitch.
Let's
This
hear.
is his pitch.
No,
We
hold
can
on.
put this in the
Just
slide.
so you know that I'm not a poser, I'm not a fake, I'm not an imposter. Taco Bell, I currently have 16,727 points on your app.
How many points do you get per purchase?
1 point is equal to 10 cents. So I've spent $1,627 in that app.
Just on the app. Nice.
I worry about you sometimes.
Like I'm saying, brand ambassador.
He is the #1 fan of Taco Bell. This guy's the 0.1%.
Oh, I am. I'm at the fire level where your rewards can be like the big badass nacho.
Ooh.
They don't just give that to
What?
anybody.
The big badass nacho? Is it just a ginormous nacho?
It's the Nacho Bel Grande. You can get it for free when you're at my reward level.
This guy is literally an advertisement. He's a walking ad.
It's a Taco Bell whale.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Everybody else rolls for waifus on Genshin or whatever, bro. I'm rolling for Nachos Bel Grande.
Come on, baby.
So anyways, if you're a sponsor and you'd love to sponsor this podcast, let us know, because currently we have all open spaces for Taco Bell or
wear your
anything
shirt.
in between.
It could be these pillows. If you have a taco pillow, this is
A
it.
giant
I
taco.
actually
Right.
have
That's good.
a Taco Bell blanket that is the wrapper of the Burrito Supreme.
Where did you get that from?
A gift.
Why do you have taco gifts
How are you getting taco gifts?
regularly?
They could get us a new sign, because I made that one for us.
Yeah, our sign shit. We could use a sign
Fuck
sponsor.
you! I spent time on.
Oh!
Hey,
Oh my god!
dipshit with the ashy elbows.
Oh!
I thought you said you weren't going to be racist.
Yeah, man. You broke your own rule
What happened
twice.
here?
Is that a racist thing to say? Ian is saying no. And
He's
Ian
like,
Flag on the flag.
now we don't have any branding. So when
True.
we clip everything out for TikTok and Instagram, because
True.
that's what all podcasts do,
yeah.
They'll never know.
we'll never know.
Damn.
Can I shave your head?
So I've been thinking about this, and I kind of want to do it. I kind of just want to shave my head into a mohawk or something wild, because
Yeah.
everybody's bitching and moaning about LCS time changes and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm just expecting that when we kick off LCS, everybody's going to just be in complain mode. So I want, as soon as I get on the screen, for them to not be able to complain, because I want them to be in shock.
Well, you would
I
then go on.
I am going to terror them.
Yeah, because you would look like Heisenberg. You would literally look like a drug lord.
Cook. Or I could be Mike. All right, Isaac. We're gonna go raid the base. Nope. They're not gonna push mid lane, Isaac. They're gonna go back.
There it
Here's
is.
what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Baron. You're gonna smite the objective. You're not gonna miss the smite. You're not gonna fail to ward. You're gonna smite the Baron, and we're gonna win. No. We're not gonna go to bot lane. There's no reason to be in bot lane.
That is fucking excellent.
Do I get to be Jane? Because I've been dead for 3 seasons.
Yeah, you could. You could.
Yeah, you can be James.
There
if
it
you want.
is.
Okay, on the
Man, I just thought
not.
of a really mean comment to make.
Let's hear it.
I was like, well,
I'm
no,
prepared.
I actually can't
No,
do this one.
I wanna hear
It's
it.
actually too mean.
Nope, I want to hear
I
it.
actually,
Let's hear it.
but you don't have somebody that's going to keep calling your phone trying to talk to you.
Make sure to subscribe to Patreon. Just like that.
I said that one.
A full podcast of just roasting Ovilee available for our Patreon subscribers.
Every time I always tell you I thought of something mean, I won't say it, and then you always dare me to say it, and then you look distraught when I say it.
You brought this on yourself.
I brought this on
You
myself.
brought this on yourself.
I brought this on
You
myself.
brought this on yourself. You asked.
Who's calling your cell phone?
You don't even need to know. You don't even need to know.
Oh.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Did you say that you have no bitches, no intofos?
I got no topos, no bitches. There are no bitches calling me up at night. There's nothing.
Hey, Raz.
Hi,
what are your
Ovilee.
New Year's resolutions.
My New Year's resolutions. Okay, I have a few. I'm gonna make them
Let's
quick.
hear it. Let's hear it.
The first one is going to the gym and work out every day. And by summer split, I will walk up to my brother, Captain Flowers.
Hey, that's me. Yeah.
I will beat you up.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'll just fight the first person I see.
beat me up.
I'm gonna fight him. The moment I get to an equal or greater level, which won't happen, but if it does happen, that means I am contractually obligated by a future contract, not one that you wrote
Beat
right
my
now.
ass?
To
That's
beat
the-
your ass.
that's the-
To beat your ass. I gotta test my limits. Anyways,
What the?
I'm working out regularly. That's something that I've been doing, and it's been fantastic. And I don't like the idea of New Year's resolutions where it's like, oh, I will start on January 1st. So hold up, it's the 29th. Wait it out. No, I started doing it since last month. So I've been
that's
pretty
good.
much
That's
getting
good.
it. So that's been one positive. The other one is to stream pretty regularly. So I have been streaming quite regularly. I want to change the schedule from nights to mornings because I'm more of a morning person.
Good.
So that's something that I'm going to just swap right into. And then just more openly be myself. Because sometimes I am too protective of my own privacy. So it's like, that kind of leads into the streaming thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like my morning routine, okay, keep to myself, do my thing. My nighttime, I like keep to myself as well, where I'm like with friends and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm like more of a private person, but I want to be more like out there.
Yeah.
And some of my really stupid like Twitter videos that I did in the past, or
Dude,
like
yes,
YouTube
where your
videos,
head turns into an
love
island.
those.
Yeah.
Those are great. You got to do more of those.
I am just I'm unleashed.
Do it.
And I love that you sent out this podcast because this is now part of the strategy is to just
Good.
be a fucking degen.
Oh.
So, hey, let's say if there's something that slips,
Hey.
Well, it
Ian-
gets any worse than what's in the rest of the episode.
I-
Ian's going to be
so much
scrubbing a lot of
editing.
Raz material. That's what I'm saying.
So much editing to do.
So there it is.
Those are good. Those are good resolutions to have. And yeah, I feel like starting resolutions just with the new year,
Yeah.
those are the ones that always get dropped. Where it's
Yeah.
like January 1st, every single day I'm going to go to the gym, and then you miss one day and it's like, well, we'll try for 2024.
Yep.
It's like, no, it's more of like the mindset of, hey, I've been meaning to get
Yes.
healthy, or I've been meaning to take a little bit better care of myself, and that's when you start up with it. So no, that's kick ass. What about you?
I don't share that information.
Ooh. Ask him one more time.
So
I
you
find that I more often complete goals if I keep them to myself. So I don't share them.
I get that vibe.
Ask him one more time.
What are your New Year's resolutions?
I don't share that information.
You can't pass. All right. You're not allowed to. Keep on moving, buddy.
Raz is the doorman. Just like, I don't think so.
I think you.
You could have just given us a happy, healthy, and safe type of thing.
Keep on walking, Missy. Keep on walking.
Talk to my boy here.
Yeah.
All right?
Hey, you got to be this tall to be asking these questions.
You got to be here. I'm clocking you in about here.
Yes. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. Keep on walking, or we're gonna have a problem.
Oh my god.
This is Raz. Raz is getting on his like bouncer arc.
there we go.
Once you get
You can be a
jacked,
bouncer?
you can be like a fucking
Huh?
You gonna be a bouncer?
I could be a bouncer.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you're
yeah.
right.
Once you get jacked, you can just like fucking bounce people.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
have new opportunities if I
All
end up
sorts
getting
of them.
jacked.
Are you gonna bounce people outside of the LCS?
Yes. And all they need to say is something just sacrilege. They got to be like, "Ooh, I think Bjergsen doesn't have a fine ass. Get the back, get out of here! Hey, take them. Go, get the hell out of here.
Blasphemy.
Anything that I just slightly disagree with.
Okay. I mean, I was making more of a joke of I don't know if there will be anyone to bounce out of the LCS.
Hey,
Oh, too soon. Too soon.
You're not you're not coming to watch for the Maury Povich time slot?
Look, you know what? As I said, this is not an esports podcast.
look, Jeopardy's
feel
on
like
at that
this is-
time. Wheel of Fortune is on at that
No,
time.
they're on in the evening. They're on in actually good time slots.
I don't know
Jeopardy's on in the afternoon.
when I skip out in school, I see all of those shows, so I know what's on
Maury,
those times.
I thought-
Jerry,
Yes.
Jeopardy.
Yes.
What's that? That stupid game. It's not Wheel of Fortune with the flat pizza wheel. It's the one that stands up. It's the wheel. It's vertical. Like
Poggle.
no, it's never. What the hell
The
is
Price is
Poggle?
Right.
The Price is Right.
Price is Right. Yeah,
Oh,
Price
yeah,
is
Price
Right.
is
That's a
Right,
big
yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah,
Because
that's the
everybody
Price is Right.
watching that shit's geriatric.
Yeah.
Like that's. They are. I'm not saying it as an
Yeah.
insult. I'm saying it as a fact.
Okay.
Yeah. And you always have to hate the person that goes $1 above the other person.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
guy's
that's-
that person like that by default makes you a dildo.
Yeah. There's
Like,
also
just-
another show called Montel. Do you know about this show?
Oh,
I
I
know
remember
Montel.
Montel.
There we
Yeah.
go.
It was in that. It's in that fucking trashy block of afternoon TV
Yeah.
where if you're not going to school that day and you're watching television, you're like, man, maybe I should have gone to school.
I'm just saying, good TV.
Okay.
Could go into it.
So, I mean, you and I both had like a little bit of a stream where you were talking a little bit about your thoughts on LCS changes with timing changes. I had the controversial opinion of thinking that the LCS time change to start at noon holistically is the right decision.
Yep. Yep. I
For
agree
the
with that.
Western audience, it fucking sucks. But if you're talking about like overall viewership growth for the LCS, I personally think that's the right move.
Right, but see, here's one of the problems. I think that this is like, it's a little pinchy bug. It's got two big pinchers on it. Left pincher is, it feels worse to the fans who currently exist because they're the ones losing out.
Exactly.
Right? Like, negativity in primarily internet-based stuff is always going to trump positivity because negativity gets interactions, it gets retweets, it gets likes,
it's
whatever.
rage.
So you've already got negativity being favored. And then your other pincher is the fact that you're banking on, okay, so we're sacrificing some of core audience to reach a larger audience overall. So the people who you're sacrificing, who are already invested, they're going to be vocally upset about losing something they're already invested in. Yeah, you're going to find guys that couldn't watch the LCS before that are now going to be big fans of it. The guy that's going to be a massive fan of LCS 3 months from now, he's not posting about how much of a massive fan he's going to be because he doesn't know it yet. The guy who's watched LCS for 5 years and now can't watch live anymore, he's going to post about how he's fucking pissed or disappointed or whatever because, you know, he's immediately affected by it. So my biggest issue with this whole thing is like, the dice are automatically against us. Like, we're just fucking snake eyes with the situation. And the communication has not been there to reassure people or give people evidence about anything. I'm just like, come on, man. We got to be doing more than what we're doing.
Do you think that if there was communication from Riot or the LCS at least, because we don't know if this is LCS specific, if it's a global specific, global being the people who run the LCS, the LEC, and all these different League of Legends competitive scenes.
Global Riot is above all of the regionals.
Yeah.
So do you think that if we got communication from them that said, hey, at the state of world economy right now, or at the state of LCS economy, or just the state of like sponsors since they lost FTX and all this different stuff, we need to cast a wider net, whether it's momentarily or potentially permanently, so that we can get everything back on the right track? Do you think that that would have appeased some of the upset fans? Because when I've been told, Ian knows this because when we were at G4, we were told the golden spot is that 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
G4 is fucking dead, of course.
Yeah.
But we were getting the most views during
In that
time.
spot.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
because that's what it is. And so the understanding was like, listen, you got to sack some of the time slots so that you can at least stay afloat.
So my big issue is, I think that just expressing that isn't good enough. My big problem, and I think one of the problems Riot's running into right now, is a lot of the community doesn't believe them, even if they say something that they, even if Riot communicates, hey, we think this is better because we have the data or whatever, community doesn't believe them. And the decisions that they've made recently don't give the community any reason to believe them. And I want to cite the Mr. Beast event that we were talking about earlier.
Oh my
right?
God!
The Mr. Beast event that we were talking about earlier. For those of you guys who don't know this, Bjergsen was supposed to be on the Mr. Beast event. Like, Mr. Beast hosts this League of Legends thing. It's during a week where there's no LCS, so it's not like it's conflicting with any official Riot stuff. And he's like, hey, we want Bjergsen to be a guest on here. Like, he offers to fly him out and everything like that. It's not like Bjergsen has to pay to be on the show. Mr. Beast is like, no, you just come out here and be on it. And Riot says, no, there's a global rule that says players in a professional league can't be a part of League of Legends stuff that is not Riot owned during the time of that league. And I just remember looking at this and thinking, that is so fucking stupid, because you literally have the biggest English-speaking content creator in the world wanting one of your two best-known personalities in the history of your league to be a part of his show for free. And you say no, citing some archaic-ass rule book that was just written in a vacuum without any sort of like context, without any sort of like instance of what's going on around it. And to me, I'm looking at that situation, I'm like, if I was in charge here, I'm looking through the rule book, I'm trying to Better Call Saul this shit and just find any way I can to get around it. And honestly, that rule book is not written by the government. It's not written by like some shadow assassins that are going to pop you in the back of the head if you break the rule. It's written by Riot. So let's sue ourselves afterwards and break the rule now to make the good content.
It's just like the whatever hierarchy of it, right? But one thing that I did hear, which like, I kind of understood as to why they would have the rule book or why they would have that specific rule, but why I also think it's stupid, is that there are some streamers in Europe, like eBay, right? Like how fucking insanely large eBay is, where Ibai could go on and have his own tournament and it would have higher viewership than the LEC.
Yep.
So like that rule is specifically in place on a global scale to try to avoid things like that, because theoretically, if Mr. Beast comes out and says, cool, I want to make my own League of Legends Championship Series thing or whatever, and then he starts, LCS is on Thursdays and Friday, he says, okay, cool, I want to have it on Saturdays and Sundays. He uses LCS players plus some of the biggest streamers. Are people going to be watching LEC or are they going to be watching Mr. Beast?
Right.
Probably more Mr. Beast.
Yes.
Which I still think is better for the entire fucking community and, again, ecosystem of esports, competitive gaming, or just League of Legends. But, like, I kind of understand, but I also think it's dumb. And for that specific scenario, I think an exception should have been made. Rez is something.
Yeah, I want to say, because, like, going back to the first question about, like, is you said that communication wasn't good enough. And I feel like, look, I agree in certain cases that you can go further, but it's the only place to start. If you communicate clearly why you're doing something and what data you have behind. So at least the community's having the same conversation rather than arguing amongst each other on the interpretation and the reason. Because then you're just never going to come to a real solution. Or like, why does the community hate it? Or it will always create a problem if you don't communicate something properly. When you do communicate something properly and people vehemently dislike it, you're like, okay, great. We ran this idea or experiment. They fucking hate it.
It sucks.
We'll change it rather than saying, oh, maybe we'll try this a little longer because they don't know or something's like, well, yeah, they don't know. So tell them. So that's the biggest thing. Communication is really important. And I know you said something was like your unpopular opinion was like that the time zone was nice. And I actually agree that an early time slot is important. It's important any like when I was in the LPL broadcast, it was important to have at least some connection to the European broadcast, the European community. So you have at least the nearest time zone. Let's see if we can make it easier for them to tune into this.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can at least have like a wider audience. So people constant complaint wouldn't be, well, it was too late, so I couldn't watch it.
Right. Yeah.
So, and for the longest time, LCS has really benefited from the European viewership, and Europe has benefited from the early, at least for me, I'll speak to myself. When I wake up in the morning, best time slot to be able to watch European LCS or the LEC before the LCS starts. And I'm sure that maybe even a smaller portion, but I'm sure a portion of the viewers that they have are North American viewers who are getting ready in the morning. So it's important to have that connection. So I think the morning is good. The problem I have is the combination of morning and weekday. Because the weekend is perfect if you're trying to hit the morning slot because people don't got shit to do.
They're just waking up.
Yeah, they're waking up. It's a new day. And you have, for most people, you don't really have an obligation if you're a student or if you're in the workforce. So the weekend is perfect for that. But then you have that combination. It's like, okay, now we're on the weekday. We kind of need to have a later start time. Yep. But then the problem is now you lose a chunk of your viewership that's going to happen in Europe. So I think we're just in a fucked spot personally, and I think that's something we're gonna have to build off of new viewers that we just need to see who those people are. What sucks for me is that, man, we were doing pretty damn good at getting people entertained, butts in seats in the venue
people
too.
People were having a lot better time last year than they did the previous couple of years.
Yeah, and
that's because
in-venue
the previous 2 years
too.
was COVID.
Yeah, the previous 2 years, right?
Yeah.
But it was still important to change sentiment, right?
No, of course,
because literally the meta of competitive League of Legends esports right now is shitting on an A. For anything and everything, shit on an A. That's what everyone does. So anytime we can get a win, it doesn't even matter if it's better than COVID. That's a fucking dub.
And when my brother said butts in seats, we saw butts in seats, and we saw themed events like Star Guardian Day, which I really enjoyed. I think there was one day, the beach one, the pool party one. I mean, that one I enjoyed thoroughly.
Yeah, that was fun, man.
That was fun as hell. I was like, I can't wait for next year. So I really want people to have butts in seats again if possible, because that energy is infectious. When we had butts in seats initially in playoffs, I think it was spring playoffs in which this happened. Cool, we had how many Reddit threads of how people are saying this shit is exciting.
People were loving it.
Yeah, so I think it's really important.
That's one of my biggest worries about the time change is, even if it is better overall, the immediate impact on the studio audience, I think, is going to be crippling. That is honestly my biggest concern. I do not want to go back to the goddamn coronavirus ghost ship where you're just casting to an empty room, and it's like, okay, that was the sickest play I've ever seen in my life. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Like, come on, like that's the worst.
So because the fan sentiment was so outrageously negative towards it, do we think that like in the future, whether it's Summer Split or something like that, Riot goes back and says, we experimented with it?
So one of my big concerns, and I initially saw this on Travis's Hotline League show about it. Shout out to Travis, even though you still don't invite me to your parties,
Yeah,
Travis.
suck at
Oh!
that, Gafford.
Yeah.
Oh!
Travis doesn't-
That's a lie. He invited me. I didn't go.
Oh!
In my
Who are your
defense-
real friends, Travis?
In my defense, Dragonflight came out and I skipped multiple Christmas parties because I wanted to stay at home and play.
by stay at home and play. Was this when you were spamming me every day, being like, "Come play WoW with me"? Bro,
And you never played WoW with me.
you're playing WoW by yourself.
What are you doing? What's going on here?
I just want.
The game is literally like a degenerate life replacement simulator, and you're playing it as a single player game.
I just want a moment of peace. A moment of peace. That's all I want in life. A moment.
I'm really looking forward to when we go through the comments of this on YouTube, and there's a couple being like, and I just guarantee you, there's going to be a couple of like hardcore Ovilee simps. They're like, I hate Captain Flowers. He's so mean to the
Honestly,
Fuck Flowers.
me too.
Fuck Flowers.
It's either we hate Captain Flowers though, or they've been dating for such a long time that it's totally.
Oh yeah,
one
that's
or the
right.
other.
There's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of there's enough ships to make a fucking navy out there with some of these YouTube commenters. I
There
don't
it
even
is.
know.
Did you know that we've been married for 3 years?
Yeah.
According
Oh,
to the
where's
internet?
the ring? What happened, guys?
Breaking news live on
Breaking
Pastors Couch.
It's the
Get it here first.
Whoa!
It didn't work out.
Was it
There
the
were
Warcraft
problems in
thing?
bed. What?
Or the Warcraft thing?
It was wow.
It was Path of Exile.
Ooh, too close to home.
Oh, we're gonna have to hit on so many inside jokes now that we're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I explain Path of Exile or should you?
So
I don't want to explain.
I'm ready for this. I feel like
It's
I'm hearing this for the
Diablo.
First
It's
time.
a clone of Diablo.
I feel like I'm hearing
There
this
you
for the
go.
first time.
So Ovilee has a bad relationship with the game Path of Exile because some of Ovilee's previous relationships were negatively influenced by Path of Exile in a way that those relationships had a higher priority on Path of Exile than they did on Ovilee. To the point where at one time I told Ovilee when she was explaining to me how the relationship was not going the way that she liked, and I was like, well, you know, what's going on? She's like, oh, he's trading items and stuff instead. I was like, well, how big of a trade? And she, and then she's like, I don't know, some bullshit, like yada yada. I'm like, well, that item is worth 7 exalts. And this was back during, like, for those of you who do play Path of Exile, like, obviously, you know, recently exalts aren't worth anything anymore, but they used to be worth a lot. But I remember at one point we had a heart-to-heart conversation. I was like, well, Ovilee, I'm going to get
No
bleeped for saying this.
fucking
We're going to get
way.
demonetized for me saying this. But I remember literally tweeting at Ovilee because she tweeted at me something about Path of Exile, about like, why does no one love me? And I tweeted back, I was like, well, based on the information I've been given, your pussy may be less than or equal to 7 exalts.
Oh my god!
And then she like tagged the Path of Exile account, which follows me.
What?
And so I responded. I was like, "Please don't unfriend me, Path of Exile."
And you wonder why I have self-esteem issues.
No, the best part is there was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
She was coming over just to talk about content ideas and stuff like that, like bullshit, eat some food, talk content, and she gets over there. And she was like, oh, I'm here. Come open the door.
Yeah.
And so I sent her a message. I was like, 1 second, finishing this map. And all I get back is, you better fucking not be talking about Path of Exile.
I fucking hate Path of Exile.
Holy shit.
I messaged him when I was having like a little bit of a sad time
Yes.
in a relationship, and he says, "Oh, well, I see him online playing Path of Exile right now," and I'm like, "Okay." And
It's a
then
home wrecker.
I said, "Oh, he's working on his like achievements or something in the game," and he's all like, "Oh, no one even has those achievements. You have to be playing like 18 hours a day in
Oh
order
my
to get those."
god!
And I'm like, Well, he is.
No, these are literally like the challenge and the achievement is called like end game grinds.
Yes.
Like this is the type of game where the experience curve is literally a vertical line at the end. Like there's 100 levels that you can get to in the game. Level 98.5 is the halfway point. And one of the 4 things that you have to do for the one achievement is to get level 100. Like that's the starting step.
Yeah. That's the starting step.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, there's this other piece of in-game content called like the Eternal Labyrinth.
Yeah.
You have to clear it 500 times. And like,
He is perma clearing it.
and then it's like, oh, here's these rare bosses that you have to go through like a sequence of 30 different maps just to spawn them. Clear the boss 80 times.
So you telling me
That's 2,400 maps.
when you telling me at the end of this man's life, when he's at that golden door and he's asked what he's done, he's like, I cleared that dungeon 500 times.
Look, it's an impressive achievement. It is an impressive achievement in Path of Exile to complete that challenge.
Holy
But no, when she mentioned, I was like, yeah, you cannot do that achievement playing casually. You cannot do that achievement playing a couple hours a day. Like it doesn't work.
So we just can't date gamers is what I'm hearing.
You can't date gamers.
can't, it's not possible.
Absolutely not.
Like
Yeah.
maybe if you played every single day for the entirety of the 3-month league, only playing 2 or 3 hours
Yeah.
a day, you could get there. But if you want to get there in any reasonable amount of time, you're playing for an unreasonable amount of time. You know?
Very unreasonable amount of time.
You know what's great comeback to this guy? If you end up having that hookup again with him, be like, sorry, I can't do anything. I'm just only watching just straight hentai all day, all night. You don't do it for me anymore. It's just cartoon people. And he's like, what the fuck?
Where the fuck are you going with this?
I'm just saying that's a little more insulting than just perma playing games. He's like, no, you don't interest me this anymore. It's this blue-haired character.
Raz, that was your plan may work.
Yes.
If it wasn't like that from the beginning.
Oh, there we go. See, you know what? I like this. This is a perfect relationship. This should go
so
to
good.
change
It's
days.
so good. I wanted to say,
Yes.
have you guys noticed that there's been like a lot of going away parties recently?
I have
Or
not.
So we had Ender's going away
Yes,
party.
that did
Yeah.
happen.
And then there
Raz
was
was
the
sick.
Yeah.
you were sick for that, and then there was also the Botez sisters and everyone in
Yeah.
that Envy house. They're all going away too.
Yeah.
And then you just had a party for people coming in, right? This is just the fucking time
True.
of parties of
It's
people
a new
coming
year,
and
man.
going.
People come and go.
Exactly.
Oh, it's in January.
What?
What?
Was that a
I don't
sentence?
like
January.
That made less
I
sense than
just
the shit
did
Raz
that
just
in
said
January.
about like jerking off to blue hair girls or whatever.
Men, thank you very much. BL is quite popular.
We had a really good time at Ender's going away party though.
I noticed those
We were definitely
tweets
having
that
a
you
good
sent.
time.
We were having
You
a
sent
good
those
time.
tweets, and I'm just saying,
Sent what tweets?
you and Ender just drunk as
Bro,
fuck
you
at
guys were
karaoke.
drunk as fuck making videos.
Yes. Yes.
I remember sending pictures to Lore, but that's it.
Oh, you sent a video straight
there's
to
shit on
Shocks.
Twitter, bro.
I'm
we
pretty
sent a picture
sure.
to Shocks?
Yes, or at least Shocks responded. Like, it was either you sent it to Shocks or she responded to it being like, oh, what the fuck?
I lost my phone that night
I'm still mad at that karaoke place for losing my credit
for
card.
losing your credit
Yeah.
card. Yeah, you were very upset.
I went out and punched the shit out of that tree.
What?
Why are you punching trees?
Because I literally got outside and I was talking to Ender and Jonas, and like obviously I was very frustrated they lost my credit card,
Yeah.
and so they're like, "Hey man, what do you want to do?" And I just leveled with them. I was like, "Guys, I'm gonna be really fucking honest with you right now. I'm gonna walk around that corner down there. I'm gonna scream real loud, and I'm gonna punch a tree a couple of times because I really just got to get this. I got to get this out of me." And they were like, "Okay,
All right.
Did you cancel your card and get a new one?
yeah. No, I got the new one right in here.
Wait, when did this happen?
This
2
was-
weeks ago.
Yeah, this was the night of Ender's going away.
Oh, hell no.
thing. Yeah,
you
bro.
missed it. Same night, I lost my phone.
Oh.
So we went from, and the funny thing is I was only gonna stay out for dinner, and then
Yeah.
I was gonna get everyone situated with karaoke, and I was gonna dip because I'm like, I need to go.
Soju Nation attacked.
Oh, God.
Yogurt
Hell no.
soju
Hell no.
hit me like a truck. We go into karaoke. This is what it was. This is what made me stay. No one was putting songs into the karaoke machine.
Yeah, because the fucking
We were
buttons
trying
are
to figure out
confusing
how to
as
work
hell.
it.
Yes,
I
it's always
I told you
confusing.
how to work it. You press the buttons and then you go in.
I had to use the thing on the wall, the fucking Game Boy was broke.
Okay. Usually those machines are really hard to understand, and on top of it, it's 70% Korean, and so you're like, how the hell do I work
70%.
this?
I didn't see one English letter on it. It was 100% Korean.
I'm experienced because I used to go out every single weekend with like Reaper, Impact, Robin, like all of the Korean LCS players, and we would just get shit-faced, be in the bathroom of soup places in the middle of K-Town.
That happened.
And do
Ovilee can't
karaoke
handle
and
her
stuff.
liquor.
I can handle.
Bro, you definitely can. You were dancing on like tables and shit.
Just for the
I
story.
was having a good time.
A story for everybody. Me, Ovilee, Reaper, great night.
Oh my God.
Sushi. Actually, just like there was specifically
Is this the one where he
sushi
couldn't
meal.
figure out how to flush the toilet?
Oh, I don't know about her trying to figure out how to flush a toilet, but I do know that after the first location, we go to a second location. I think it was really late at that point. It was like 12 or 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And Ovilee says, 1 second, I got to go to the washroom. And I'm pretty sure I still have the recording because you were not stable when you were walking towards the washroom because you also asked for directions. You were just doing the literally like, where is the washroom? They point to a door. You go through the door. Me and Reaper have like a pretty long conversation. And at some point, I'm like, where is Ovilee?
Where'd she go?
It does not take that long to like do your business. So I was like,
Was you passed out in the toilet?
No.
definitely didn't have to knock on the door, open it, and she was just on the ground.
No! Oh, man, that's the worst.
Me and Reaper were like, oh, we gotta go home. We gotta go home, ladies and gentlemen.
Did I ever tell you about the time? So this is another Reaper story. It was me, Ovilee, and Reaper, and
Yeah.
we were in K-Town. We were eating at this place, and there was this weird, like, old fat cowboy at the bar.
Oh,
Oh
this is perfect.
my God.
I already love this. Continue.
Old fat cowboy at the bar, and he just like keeps staring over at Ovilee. Like, and I didn't even notice it because I'm like sitting next to Ovilee and Reaper's on the other side of the booth, and so we're sitting there.
There were also two girls to the left of me.
Oh yeah, there were
next to
two
me,
girls
too.
in a booth next to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the guy kept apparently staring at them too.
Yeah.
And Ovilee's like, this is really fucking weird. She's like, that guy doesn't stop staring at me. I'm going to say some shit because
Yeah.
she was on the yogurt soju again.
Yeah.
And so, because normally Ovilee's not like a
Careful with
violent
your words.
person, I would say.
Careful with your words.
I'm confrontational because I like drama. But
I'm
Well,
confrontational.
you're not
Well,
confrontational
so
until you're in
Ovilee,
the confrontation.
eventually, Ovilee looks back over
Yeah.
at old fat cowboy
Yep.
and is like, "Are you gonna keep staring?
Oh,
Is there
let's
something?"
go!
And so Ovilee and old fat cowboy just get in this argument back
Yes.
and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and eventually I look over. I'm like, "She's a 20-year-old girl, man. Just fucking leave everything alone, all right? Just go back to your beer. Fuck off."
Yes.
And so like. Then he loudly picks up his phone.
Yeah.
And I swear to God he wasn't talking to anybody.
was fake.
Because
It
he's
was
like,
fake.
"Yeah, I'm just talking to these stupid fucking kids."
Junior league. He kept saying junior
these
league.
Junior league. It's
What?
like it's like a circus around here. And then this guy he's very old, he's very fat, he's very stupid,
Yeah.
and he's very loud.
Yeah.
And so
The literal definition of Kate Kona. Continue.
and so like Ovilee gets up to use the restroom, and while she's gone, I looked at Reaper and I was like, "Okay, Reaper, if this guy ends up being a crazy guy that goes
Yes.
after Ovilee, then we need to step in and make sure nothing bad happens
True.
here." And Reaper just drunkenly leans over. He's like, "Well, Flower, let me tell you something. I have no idea what's going on."
Okay, you're making one, Reaper is the fucking best. Two,
Yes.
you're making me sound way weaker than I actually was in that situation.
No, I didn't
you
say
were
you were weak.
stronger.
I said you were arguing with him, and then you got up and used the restroom.
I need to hear the attitude. What attitude
This
were you
is
bringing
what-
him
She
back?
This is
had
the
hella
attitude.
attitude, but
This
she's
is the attitude.
Ovilee is
This
a
is the
small
attitude.
girl,
Okay.
and this is big old fat cowboy.
Yeah,
She's not gonna win 1v1.
I'd pay to see that fight.
I've been hitting the gym. Okay, so this was the
This
situation.
was 5 years ago. How is your gym hitting now gonna help him? What are you talking about?
I've been hitting the gym. Hitting the gym.
Okay, go for it.
So we were in the situation. It was me, Flowers, and Reaper right next to him. It was the two girls right next to us, right?
Yes.
I'm fine with people being dicks or creepy where I'm just gonna like, look, I'm gonna make a note of it. If it's really bad, I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
That way I know like if I get murdered, the picture's on my phone.
Bro,
But
what
it
the
was
hell?
the two girls
Yes.
that were next to me that were also getting very uncomfortable.
Okay.
So then I start talking loudly to Flowers where I'm like, yeah, no, it's kind of weird about the guy who keeps fucking staring.
Let's go.
And so it's at that point where the guy clearly overhears. He's like, weird, you're the weird one. And so that's when the confrontation starts.
That's when
where
they
it's all
got
like,
into it, bro.
And that's where it's, you're staring at 3 young women. What the fuck is wrong with you, cowboy hat with sunglasses on in a bar at 10 o'clock at night? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly
Is
that.
this a bar that we know or like in the area?
Yeah, but we're not saying
Okay, we're not
saying
gonna say it.
names.
We're not
We're
gonna
not
say it,
saying
but it's good to know. It's good
It's
to
the
know.
birthday spot.
Yeah.
It's the
It's the
yogurt
birthday
soju
spot.
It's a birthday spot.
It's the birthday
Oh,
spot, right?
it's a
That's-
birthday
That's my
spot.
favorite place.
Okay.
That's my favorite
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it was also egregious. He was like trespassing on Ovilee's holy
was my
ground.
turf.
Yeah, we don't let
my
that shit
turf.
happen. We don't let
Yeah.
that shit happen.
And it's like, and so it was the back and forth. And then he starts going like, yeah, shut up. You don't know anything. And I'm like, you shut up. You should leave.
Yes.
And that's when he takes the phone call. It's like, junior leagues or all that
I
stuff.
guarantee you there was nobody on the other side of the phone.
No one was on the other side of the phone.
There's
I'm like, drink
nobody
your
else.
fucking beer, right?
Yes.
And so as soon as he gets up and leaves, I'm laughing, right? Because he's fucking gone.
Yes.
But it's also the 2 girls next to us who are like, thank you.
Yeah,
And say thank you to Flowers and stuff.
that's amazing.
And then this is the best part. This is the funniest part.
wait,
There's
The
more.
2 girls turn over and go, they look at Flowers. Do you work at League of Legends? And so apparently it was, I think their brothers or their boyfriends. Brothers had come down to LA on vacation to watch the LCS. They didn't want to go to dinner with them.
Yeah,
And so they went to dinner and they took pictures with Flowers.
that's hilarious. That's actually an amazing story.
It was so stupid.
No, everything about that. I wish I was there. What the hell was I doing? Where was I?
I think you weren't in LA.
Oh,
yet.
we're in it?
You went to LA.
yeah. This was back, if I'm remembering right, I
Yeah.
think this was around like beginning or mid 2018.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was away. It was away.
God damn.
find
No, we need to go out more. I know
Yeah.
that you've been going to a bar pretty regularly now.
Like I say,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
you can.
Tell us about your bar.
So the
I'm down.
Yeah, so the dive bar
Yeah.
opened up around where I live, which has been great. I went in there like the first night that they opened up because they did like a quiet like test open, and I just happened to, and it was Raz who let me know that they were open that night. So I went in on the first night, and I became friends with the bouncers, the owner, the bartenders, everybody. So I'm like first name basis with everybody there now. So it's super cool whenever I
That's
go in.
sick.
Yeah.
And any day where I'm just like, being a lazy piece of shit and I'm just playing games or whatever, stuck in a house all day, if I want to get out, I'll just go to the bar, have a couple of beers, get myself a burger, and just fucking chill for a while.
Yeah.
But whenever you go to this bar, it's cool because it's a very dive bar feel. It's not that like bougie LA $25 a drink type of bullshit. Like it's not a nightclub or anything.
Yeah.
So I go there and I really like the vibe. But whenever you sit down at the bar, you're always gonna have an interesting conversation with some random people. Like there was one night I remember I was talking to the bartender and I was just telling her stories about like, the esports stuff that we do because she had never really heard of that kind of stuff before. And as I'm describing all these tales and stories to her, eventually like, somebody comes up and they need a beer. So she goes and gives them the beer. And there's these 2 guys and a girl that are slightly down the bar from me. And the one guy, like, he's just like, hey, excuse me really quick. I have a question and I hope you don't mind. We have overheard your story and we're taking bets on what your name is. And their guess, it was like Steven, Brandon, and something else that ended in an in, like a very white guy name.
Okay.
And
I would say the same.
And they were guessing the shit because they were like, we were listening to your stories and just the way that you talked and your accent, we figured that you were from like the Midwest or the South or something, and we almost never hear that. So we just had to know.
We just had to know.
Yeah.
That's cute. And then so no one won the bet?
No one won the bet. I told him, I was like, well, you all guessed right because, you all guessed somewhat right because my name does end in an N. So I told him my name was Clayton. I just bullshitted with these guys a little bit. And, talking about the accent thing, so I'm not going to lie. Whenever I meet new people, I usually like end up doing some kind of a bit just to like, like an icebreaker type of thing.
Yeah.
And so since we were talking about accents, I did the bit about how, when I first moved to LA, like one of the things that I was really curious about was, is the Valley Girl accent like a real thing or is it just blown up by Hollywood? So the very first time I met people, like actual Valley girls, I would just ask them random questions to just hear them answer it.
What do you mean hear them answer?
Yeah, because I'm just like, I want to see if it's real. Just, what's your favorite color?
Pink.
Clearly
Because-
blind.
just because I'm like, I want to see if this is real. And so I just bullshitted with these people for like 10 or 15 minutes, and I was like, oh shit, it's midnight. I should probably go. I have a show in the morning.
We're gonna be going to this bar a lot. I'm just
No, it's a good
you really like this place.
Yeah, no, it's really good. And last night we were there because we had welcoming some people that moved down to the
Sorry,
area
I
recently.
was working.
Yep. No, I get it. It's cool. That's no big deal. But no, we were there, and so I go up and I'm getting a beer, and this guy comes up, and so the leather jacket that I have that I like so much, people love that leather jacket. I get lots of compliments on the leather jacket. So this guy's like, hey man, that's a cool jacket. I was like, hey, thanks, I appreciate that. And we're just bullshitting back and forth a little bit, and then out of nowhere, you can pull this part from the video if this is not appropriate.
Let's just hear it.
But he says, yeah, you know what's really fucked up is apparently I just went in the bathroom and I looked at myself in the mirror washing my hands, and I had a big old fucking big old fucking thing of Coke right there. So like apparently he's been there for 2 hours.
What?
His buddy's right there behind him, and he's like, and this guy, he didn't even tell me. And then I turned around and I looked at the guy, and he was like, no, I didn't tell him.
Confirmation.
And he was
We'll
like,
let the Coke ride.
He was like, I don't know why nobody told me about this. And I looked at him, I was just like, you're just making a fashion statement.
Just a little booger sugar.
Yeah. Just a little book sugar. So this guy's walking around with a big old fucking spot of Coke right there on the outside of his nostril.
That's
2 hours.
hilarious.
I can't believe. So I grew up very fucking sheltered, Catholic school, all of that shit. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I thought that most drugs were made up and just in movies.
Oh,
You thought they
Like,
weren't real?
Heroin and cocaine. Like I knew marijuana existed,
Yeah.
but I thought that like the others were so rare.
I mean, you thinking heroin is a made-up drug explains why you were doing this to show me loofah earlier.
This is the loofah.
loofah.
This
you,
is the loofah
you were
action.
doing the fiend scratch, and
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, it's a loofah.
But honestly, no, my childhood, well, I've gone through some pretty shit schools.
Yeah.
But I always thought like, oh, there was one girl in my class like, oh, she's just excited to be here. Every morning, coked up.
She just yayed out of her mind.
Yes, people would like. I was told by my classmates afterwards, like years later, it was like, "Oh no, she did drugs every day." I was like, "What?" And also, my closest friend, who I don't like, I'm not gonna say his name, but my closest friend at the time was like, there was this period of time where apparently he was doing some B&Es, he was breaking and entering, and he literally was
I
like,
remember you telling me about this.
yes, he was like, his most prized possession from breaking and entering was a golden cowboy hat. And I was like,
Dude's just, yeah, my hobby's B&E.
yeah. I was like, who am I hanging out with? Like, what is my school? That was the funniest. I was like, no way that people in my classroom were just doing hard drugs and also criminals.
Have you ever been in any like restrooms in nightclubs or something like that where the lighting in the restroom is blue?
You told me about this.
Yeah.
I didn't know about
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Tell
yeah.
me.
So if you ever go in like a club or a bar or anything like that, and you go in the restroom and the lighting in there is blue,
Yeah.
it's so that fucking people can't find a vein. That's what it's because they've had so many problems before with people going in the bathroom to shoot up.
Yeah.
That if there's only blue light, you can't see like the blue of the vein under the skin.
That's
So you
insane.
can't actually shoot up.
That's great.
because
That's
they-
very smart.
Yeah, they
But
just
can't
blind
they
you.
just look for holes that they've made before and aim there?
Well, a lot of times if it's so obvious that there's a hole there, that vein's already blown out. There's a reason
What
why
does that mean?
it means it doesn't work anymore. It's collapsed. Like there's a reason. There's a reason why like hardcore smack addicts can't shoot in their arms or their legs or anything. They shoot up between their toes or in their fucking taint.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Butthole?
No,
The
they're
more
taint.
you know.
Yeah, ting.
Butthole?
Wait, they're shooting their ting?
They're
Taint.
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 Like
The
between their
butthole?
balls and their butt.
Neither balls.
Oh, I
are
thought you were
in-
Yeah,
talking
that
about
spot
the.
between your balls and your asshole.
I
Like,
thought
girls
you were
have
talking
that?
about they're shooting
Yes.
up on their dick.
But we don't have the balls.
I don't think that I haven't heard about anybody shooting up on their dick, but I have heard about people they literally shoot in between their toes.
Wow.
Because all the other veins are blown out, or in their taint. Yeah.
That's insane. Well, the more you know. This
So,
could be helpful for
There's
you at some point in
there's
your life.
Education.
So if you'd like to sponsor this podcast, you can do so by dropping a
I ain't
comment
never getting my talk
or
about
having your
sponsoring.
lawyer contact our lawyer as we apologize for everything that you've heard over the past, I don't know how long it's been, an hour or so. This was our first episode. How did you guys feel about it?
Felt
You liked
good.
it?
Yeah.
We really have to end talking about fucking shooting up heroin in your teeth.
Yeah.
It's a PSA.
I think it's a PSA. And
Don't do it, guys.
We brought this up just to strictly tell you, don't do
Don't
it.
do it.
Exactly.
Drugs
Don't
are
do it.
real, and you shouldn't do them. So
Drugs are bad.
stay
Next
the fuck
episode,
away.
I'm gonna be coming out with a Dare shirt. I'll let you know.
That's cool.
There we have it.
That's awesome. I'm very proud of you.
Clearly,
Thank you so
because
much.
I'm now committing to an episode 2, so you can't run away from it.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about this when I take them to dinner. We're committing to many episodes.
Okay, all right.
Ovilee said she already made a Twitter page for this, and I'm like, we've probably got like 12 followers.
We have 0 followers. So this was our first episode where we were basically experimenting. We have no logo.
Yeah.
We have.
What do you mean? We have a thing that runs through.
Yeah, it was here.
Well, he fucking
foyer.
ruined it now. We've got a crappy couch because it's my couch. Sorry. So we've got a lot of work to do, but I feel like if you guys enjoyed listening or watching this, drop comments,
How did you do
follow all
that?
the socials. I'm gonna hurt you.
You can ask questions to these crazy
Yes.
people in the comments
Yeah, if
section
you
below.
if
We'll
you
check.
ask something good, don't ask any lame bullshit about like Ovilee's favorite gay porn or something like that. Like ask something that everybody
It's
can
fire
answer.
and-
Actually, I would love to
No,
hear that
no,
answer.
I'll leave.
I will love
That's
to.
not. That's straight.
Oh, is
That's
it?
straight hentai.
Oh,
Excuse
shit.
you.
Fuck. Okay.
Wait, what was it? What was it?
Dakaichi.
Say it one more time.
Tick Fight Island Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Volume 2. Yes.
Excuse me.
Jesus.
It's fantastic. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. You could follow all of the socials that I literally just made. You could probably be the first follower. It's just Caster's Couch on everything. And we're filming these on Monday with the aim to post them on Wednesday. So yeah, this is quite literally our first trial. So let us know what you think. Feedback,
We're
questions.
gonna title the episode Pilot because that's what all the TV shows that were successful did, huh?
Oh.
That's a good one.